Waxvillain, Seattle, Washington. You already know what it is. Welcome to What's in My Mailbox, the unboxing. We got another one this week. Really excited about this record. I wanted to talk about this one for a while. Super special to me. So what I'll do first is kind of get into things with the story. First, shout out to Billy Oxtick and Dala Records. Shout out to Soul Step Records for the alley-oop in the pack. Really appreciate that. This record is really different. I call it a unicorn type of record, and the reason I say that is because you just don't see records like this come along too often. To bucket it to a genre would be insulting as far as I'm concerned, and to say that it's an album of the year, maybe not, but I think it's more than that. So I think this record is one that doesn't have an expiration date. I've called this the soundtrack to like chapters of my life between high school and college that I didn't have. When I first heard this, I was captured right away by the lyrics, the instrumental, and then the concept of the record. In fact, there's a couple different ways that I'll listen to music. One, I will read on it and then I'll listen. Sometimes I read and listen at the same time. And other times I just listen first because I want to try and understand the record just based on how I'm hearing it, how I'm feeling it, and so on like that. And so when I thought about this record, the Wonder Years came to mind. I don't know why, but the old show with I can't even think of his name right now, Kevin Arnold or whatever. I kept getting vibes of the Wonder Years, and I was like, why am I hearing this? Why am I feeling this? And so I just kind of left it alone. But the more I listened to the music, specifically the lyrics, I felt like I could relate to a lot of songs, very like key moments in life, monumental experiences that we go through at different ages that we might not necessarily understand then, but as we get older, we understand it and we reflect back, and it's kind of different. And so it was a really powerful listen for me. Typically, I'm a critical listener, mainly on like the instruments, right? Drum progression, things like that. But the lyrics really stood out to me on this, and it was just like a knife cutting through almost every song, and it never got dry. The more I listened to it, it was always fresh. I always felt it. I felt it here and I felt it here, which is so important to me. And that's why when I do these unboxings, there are some records that you're like, whoa, that was album of the year. Why didn't he seem so excited about it? Other ones, it's always about the feeling and connection. And this record right here does that. So we'll go ahead and here's the box. Again, shout out to Dala Records. Shout out to Soul Step Records. Let's see here. We got two, all right? So the first one, there's No Finish Line, Soul Step Records, Sampler Volume 1. So this is a comp. Shout out to Soul Step Records, appreciate that. But the record that I'm talking about is by Mike Sarason, Reflections of Self. So this record right here, man, I really don't know what to say. I've been listening to it a lot since I got it, weeks and listening all day, over and over again. The music doesn't get old. Like I said, no expiration date. This is just one of those records that you can listen to at any point in life, and it's going to resonate with you. I think that each of the songs, the way that they're, laid out on here, it makes sense. It's in like a chronological order almost, and it's like a complete story. So by the time you get to the end, it's like this happiness, right? One thing I want to do is just call out the musicians that played a part on this record, because that's something we do at Waxvillain. We give credit, to the musicians, everybody that played a part. So first off, Mike Sarason, right? Billy Oxtick did production along with Mike, and Billy played trumpet, backup vocals. There's Charlie Ferguson, drums and percussion. I think the drums are fantastic. This album was mixed very, very well. Evan Hines, bass guitar and organ. Andrew Lakach, guitars and synth. Max Sharger, electric guitar. Morgan Price, sax and clarinet. Mel Johnson, backing vocals. Kim Faxon, backing vocals. Recorded at Hive Mind Recording in Brooklyn. That's Billy's studio. And I can't remember where some of these session players are from, but they're in other groups, and it sounds great all around the board on this record. Here's the front. Here's the cover there. Here's the back. Really nice product. Let's show the vinyl. So they call this, I think, like Whirlpool Mirror or something like that. What is it? Yeah. And I thought this was cool wax. I haven't really seen anything that was quite like this. I mean, maybe you're going to call it a gray, maybe you're going to call it a silver, but I think it looks really nice. It's a good color variant. I can see the mirror effect with it. We're going to spin this in a little while, but I want to talk some more about the record real quick. So there are 8 songs on this record, and what I like about it is just, I think, to me, it's like a confidence thing in the sense that these 8 songs really stand strong on their own enough that you don't need more, right? This is the complete package here. It's very much inclusive, and you start out, you listen to these chapters, and by the end, you feel complete by the time you're done listening, and every song resonates well. I did say that I wouldn't bucket this to a genre, and that's because I hear soul, I hear pop, I hear psych rock, jazzy elements. Incredible record. I rate this very, very high. I would go as far as saying this is a must-have one. When I think about records of the year, I think we started off with Aaron Frazier being one. We talked about Menahan Street Band being another one. I talked about What It Do Archive Group. There have been a lot of other good LPs out there, but in terms of debut LPs, this one is high up there. It stands alone by itself. No expiration date on this music. This is a true work of art right here. In terms of the songs that I like most, No Time Left for Wasting is great. We're going to play that one first. You are going to kind of hear it's going to remind you of a Daptone sound, like the soul, the Charles Bradley, the Sharon Jones. You'll get that. And the reason, I believe, right, is because Billy Oxtick, he's toured with Daptone recording artist Sharon Jones, Charles Bradley, Antibalas, and he has recorded with a who's list of musicians, in the recording studio. So that was a very, strong, powerful track right there. That kind of fulfilled my soul vibe, if you will. The one that I really, really love is Conceal and Carry. I think the lyrics really, resonate well with me, and I think they'll resonate well with you if you've lived life and you've lived long enough. Definitely resonate well. But at the 2-minute and 37 mark, there is a change up. And it is what I would describe as a woke moment, like in the song. It's a very cinematic transition going from kind of like soul pop vibe to that psych rock kind of sound. I just kind of like envisioned like this free falling feeling like you'd see in a movie when that transition happens. And it's mind blowing. It is absolutely mind blowing. I've listened to that song probably 100 times. So that's a highlight on this album. Let's Make Room is a really fun track. And again, the lyrics are just really resonating with me on this project. And that's why I rate this high. I feel like, this could be like the soundtrack to my life. And I've always talked about the music that I show on here, the music that I love. It is the soundtrack to my life. And so that's why this one is rated really high. And I think this is such a special record. I believe that our children will talk about this record someday, and maybe when we're much, much older, we'll play it in the living room when the family's around, because that's what a song like Why Don't We Do This More Often feels like. It reminds me of the family in the living room, everyone laughing, having a good time, and again, just more credit to Sarason. Let's see here. Spring Groove Lullaby is really good, but really for me, like the meat and potatoes comes with No Time Left for Wasting, Conceal and Carry, Let's Make Room, and then I really love Why Don't We Do This More Often. It reminds me of jazzy, upbeat, kind of poppy vibes, very happy song, good closure, great way to end a record if you ask me. And what I completely skipped over is who are these people? So shame on me for that. But Mike Sarason, so I know him from the Far East. They dropped a great Lovers Rock album last year on Names You Can Trust. That's the label. He is the front man and leader for the Pinstripes. And he also has a cumbia group. And I'm drawing the blank on the name. We'll cover it later when we do the fireside chat. So he's very active. He's been around a long time. He is a whiz with the keyboards, multi-instrumentalist. I love his voice. I think it's different than everyone else, so it stands out to me, and I think it fits with this project so well. And then Billy Oxtick, right? Like I said, he's traveled with Daptone recording artists, the biggest stars, and I think the combination of them sitting in the producer seat to record this record. I just think it must have been a really cool and special experience for both of them because, Billy's sitting on the side producing, and this is really Sarason's vision. These songs are, it's a collection of songs over, the course of recording years and years of music, and he decided to kind of put it together in one package. I think there's one new track on here that was recorded, but it's very relevant. This record stands the test of time, and I think the music is great. I don't think that it only fits in one bucket, of listeners. Like I said, if you love pop, if you love soul, if you love the psych rock, and that, combination on one record, then this is definitely for you. I just think that you're going to be able to relate to the lyrics, and it's gonna hit you here, and it's gonna hit you here, and you're really gonna enjoy listening to this. Let's go ahead and start the spin. So we'll do. Let's see here. All right, so this is No Time Left for Wasting. So that's great. This is a really awesome song. This was I think the first track that I heard, and I was like, yep, this is for me. It fits the soul vibe that I love. Lyrics are great. Let's go to Conceal and Carry, and I want to find that part. Let's see here. All right, here we go. That's sick. That's sick. Cinematic. It's a woke moment right here. Sarason Reflections itself. Debut LP. Dala Records. In conjunction with Soul Step Records. Crazy track, absolutely crazy. I see my mama hopped on the live. I see you, mama. I love you. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's flip it. Let's see here. So this is the lead single. They did a music video for this. Let's Make Room. It's an awesome song, and this one, the lyrics stand out to me especially. I absolutely love this song. I love this whole record. Like I said, stands the test of time, no expiration date, can't bucket it to one genre. Must-have record for 2021. Our kids will talk about this record someday.
Haven't you made your point already? Haven't we been down this road before? Over and over, it's the same old game, with no one new to blame. And it's been a long time, well, since we've had tonight. Yeah, it's been a long time, oh, since we've had tonight. So let's stay. You are the one, you're the one for me. Let's make room to be until
Three of the best songs on the record, if you ask me. It's a great listen all the way through. I think this clocks in around 39, 40 plus minutes or so. But man, this is a work of art. I recommend this to anybody that collects vinyl. There's definitely a song or songs on here for you. For me in particular, though, it is the lyrics that when you put them on top of the instrumental and you listen to how full the sound is. They didn't cut any corners, right? I mean, all the right instruments are on this record at the right time, and it's mixed well. I just think this is perfect. I talked about Menahan Street Band being close to a perfect album. I might have called it a perfect album, and I have no problem with that. This is in that kind of category of a perfect album. There's nothing left for me to want from this record. I am looking forward to more music from Sarason and Billy, of course, and I'll pay attention to the musicians that played on this record. But I think this is just great. Rate it uber high. Color variant. I haven't seen this look in a while, so it's kind of special, it's unique, and they tied it in with the album Reflections of Self, kind of that mirror look. All I have to say is good things about this record, and I'm so excited that today at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, me and Jeff Benji, as two gents in a turntable, are having a fireside chat with Sarason and Billy. I just have so many questions that I want to ask him about this record because it's personal to me, and you know, this is about chapters of his life. So I want to understand certain things like that. For me, I need to know about that transition on Carry and Conceal, or Conceal and Carry, because that was just incredible to me. That's definitely one of the best songs that I've heard in a very long time. Just kind of thinking about that cinematic experience, reflecting back on life and envisioning what the music is supposed to tell us, what Sarason is trying to tell us through this music. Definitely check out Dala Records. They have a site up. Go follow them on Instagram. Follow Sarason. That's really all I have to say about this record. I mean, I think I covered just about everything I want. You know, A+ effort all around. Let's see. We called out the musicians. Yeah. And for those that don't know, I want to just give some props to Soul Step Records real quick. For those that don't know, it's a record label, small indie scene. They make some of the most beautiful color variants you'll ever see. Straight up. I've been following them, probably for a little over a year now. And I just really am a fan of what they do and the way they conduct business. So give them a follow. Look out for their releases. Get on their mail list so that you get the link when they drop some of the cool variants. This is one of two variants that they released. There was one other, maybe they pressed 25 copies, and it's artwork. It's much different than just a color variant. You'll have to go check it out to see what I mean. But definitely give them some love. Tune in, 4:30 today, Waxvillain live stream. Two gents in a turntable, Sarason, Billy Oxtick, Dala Records, Waxvillain, Seattle, Washington. I'm out.